you wanna kiki? Do you want to?
Do you wanna kiki? Do you wanna kiki? Cult wanna kiki, cult wanna kiki, cult wanna kiki, 1, 2, 3. Cult wanna kiki, cult wanna kiki, cult. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Hey, have you bought our t-shirt yet? Seriously, go buy our t-shirt. It's gonna help us out. Just hit that QR code and you get it right now.
Oh, I mean,
Welcome to Camp Wannakiki. Cult Wannakiki.
That's right. Trademark. They'll sue us.
Ooh, birds. There's birds everywhere. Oh my goodness. I think it's time to do the reveal before the birds escape.
That's right. Yes, we see they're attacking people on the show. Okay, are you ready?
It's me.
3. I'm the bird.
Arr, matey. Arr.
Oh no. Not the green screen falling. Ah!
Arr. And it's you, Clinica Deprecious. You're my bird. You're a bird.
No, you have a bird. I'm not yours.
I am a bird. Ooh, and I'm covered in
peckers.
birds. There's my polymata cracker. Hello.
Oh, hello. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, you're wearing one of those beak things.
Yes, they're very popular these days. I hope we
Oh
can.
God, seriously, tell me about it. This episode is full of them. And now it's time to bring out our special guest this evening.
It's Carly again.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Somebody different this time, thank goodness. Ugh.
We got that budget.
You'll like them. They're from our season of Camp Wannakiki.
Oh!
Yes, the South Pole to my North Pole. It's boogity boogity boo, Flapjack.
Yes!
And with CK, that's right. 4th out, no comeback.
Yeah. Flapjack. Yeah.
Oh, the non-binary representation in this is strong today.
Hey,
Across the board.
how you doing?
I'm walking on sunshine and bare feet down here in Alabama. You know, we have been having lots of Camp Wannakiki viewing parties. We've really gathered a fandom here for it. So I'm just living for this season and trying to amp up my own camp at the same time.
Like, you've been kind of sweeping accolades. You got to go to the Austin Drag Fest. You recently got an award for, like, you specified, like, that's Entertainer of the Year. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, Camp Wannakiki has really opened a lot of doors for me, and I'm really, really happy for that. So I'm trying to lean in as much as I can and just keep receiving stuff as much as I can because I do love to receive.
You are stunning lately.
You also like to talk.
Show you're really kind of crap, but like now you're great. You're really great, Flap.
Oh, thank you. Is that a threat?
Also, your comedy queen era. Ooh.
I placed top 10 in National Miss Comedy Queen in person this time. So
in front of the Sugar Baker twins.
Yes, and I have to say that was I didn't realize how much of like a weight I was carrying from Camp Wannakiki. You know, like I was a huge worrywart the whole time I was there, and then when I got to Comedy Queen and they told me they were coming, I was so excited, and I was like, okay. If I make them laugh, I won. Like, that's what I need. And I saw them laugh. I saw them get really excited for I don't know if you saw my big outrageous evening gown that lifted up.
Yes.
And they were like really, ooh, like from that. And so, I don't know, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders in that moment. And I was like, I made mom and dad proud.
Oh. I imagine they were there to recruit, and I hope they came up to you afterwards being like, have you heard of Camp Wannakiki?
Oh, yeah, they were like, who are you?
All right, so this is season 5, episode 3. Episode 3, and we start off this episode with some bird watching. This is another really great scene. Did you like it? I loved it.
The visual gags.
Yeah,
and Ranger Danger finally done with the abuse he's been put through and just taking it out on the cast. That's what I like to see. Good for him.
And I have to say, I think this badge was inspired by me because my DDF was a bird-watching themed look with the binoculars. And that was my favorite merit badge when I was in Boy Scouts. So I mentioned that to the Sugar Bakers, and now here we are, season 5.
You're going to need to take that up with Sinead this gig.
She needs epic bird look.
She needs epic bird look from the lumbersexual runway.
Would you want to get spanked by Ranger Danger? I think that's pretty fun.
I'm wondering how many of it was like peer pressure for. It's like, if all your friends are getting spanked by Ranger Danger, do you do it too? So I think Riley must have been like, well, lemmings.
The way she was biting her pearls.
Oh, like a ball gag. Hilarious.
That was great.
Her pearl necklace.
He won the balls out runway.
Then, of course, they've actually switched and they take a look at all these birdhouses that have eviction notices on it, which I think is very poignant, you know. Housing is becoming very unaffordable and no one can afford it anymore. And it's a lighthearted take, but good for you being topical, sugar bakers.
Oh, yeah.
These birdhouses looked like downtown Birmingham. So it was, I really love this. And I have to say, I know that we had an amazing campy intro in the Balls Out challenge, but I want them to keep this momentum up. I am obsessed with these intros. These are like 10s across the board. Whoever's writing these, props. I love it.
And the challenge is building birdhouses. They switched them into 3 teams. We've got Jacqueline, Tara, and Muffy, Avery, Riley, and Girl Haggard, and Dede, Rita, and Texas. And they all helped to build a birdhouse, which is, I mean, each team could not be more different in their approach. Let's start with Jacqueline, Tara, and Muffy. Muffy kind of takes the lead, and they want to build this rich person bougie birdhouse. What do you think?
It doesn't sound very affordable.
No.
It doesn't sound like it's solving the problem.
I wish they'd leaned a little bit more into the cowness of it all. You know, maybe it could have been a barn. Maybe it could have had a little, what do you call that? An area, a milking area, where, you know, Hillary's getting shat on.
Yeah. I wish we also got to see the inside of it because they were talking about details of it. And I just think if a drag queen can't tap into their interior designer self, then, like, what are they even doing?
Muffy, every time she was like, well, they have to have pink chandeliers because these birds have money. So funny. These girls, this was a very funny group. My favorite funny group. My favorite thing about the presentation was, you know, their last line, which was, leave bird me alone, which just was so stupid.
I loved it.
But yeah, penthouse for very important birds, VIB. I thought it was really cute, but like, yeah, they were really funny, but the house probably could have been more interesting, maybe.
Yeah, I wish there were more like lavish elements on the exterior. Like, I wish they committed to being like, let's put a pool.
Yeah.
There's something garish and lavish just on the exterior.
So Avery, Riley, and Girl, they're doing the Rooster Project.
That is so fucked up.
Oh my god. When they described the nails on the first floor as like a 6-person living space, I was like, shut up. That's so funny.
I loved the story of it. I mean, obviously I was kind of like, what are we judging here when it comes to the birdhouse? But the story was hilarious. Obviously my favorite. It was the one that had me laughing the most. And I think that's probably appreciated, but I mean, I don't know that it paid off in the end. But I have to say, I know Riley's details on the outside are my favorite. Like, just before you even get to see the reveal, and it just says like, I hate it here, like, kill me, stuff like that. Run. Yeah, I love that.
Sometimes you get a review, sometimes you get a reveal, sometimes you get a review. Like,
I could see the birds live there, and also the presentation. I mean, dumping water on it just to give like the leaky roof. I mean, they were
call somebody.
It was not a great birdhouse, not a great house, but it was on purpose.
I mean, I will say they do still use the fire sheds that they built from season 3. So I know if it was me, I probably would have been a little too concerned about it being a structurally sound birdhouse. But yeah, no, you're so right. Like, this is definitely the most quotable one.
And then let's talk about the third team, Dede, Rita, and Miss Texas 1988. It was kind of a group effort, this one. No one really took the lead. But, oh, wow. They really went in on the design element, I would say.
I love how everyone was like, how did they do that? And, like, cutting it in the shape of fire. And I'm like, that's when you have, like, an extra brain cell of knowing how to do woodwork. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. When they were first describing what they were gonna do, I was like, boring, boo. But it was actually really cute. I think it turned out to be my favorite one. It's the birdhouse I'd want to live in.
Well, I think when Texas described them as like, we're the lesbian group, it was so true, because then you start to see them put it together, and you see Dede literally on the bandsaw, and just like them going to town as like these, lesbians. It was very charming, and kind of the most technically difficult, and also functional birdhouse.
Mm-hmm.
A great name too.
Oh yeah, Ruthie was the blueprint. She was their muse of inspiration.
Rita is one who has consistently surprised me. I have to be. I really underestimated her from the get-go, and every episode, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm on board. So, good job, Rita.
So of course we've got the guest. We've got the guest judge who appears out of nowhere. The one and only
the bird expert herself.
Truly.
Yeah.
Utica.
Okay, I want to say something controversial yet brave.
Sure.
I love Utica. I love her so very much. But this was a little uncomfortable. And because it was like hello, I like your birdhouse a lot. And,
in the bloopers at the end, they had her mic pack like swinging between her legs, and I was like, that's where it was the whole episode.
Well, Utica is definitely known for being a little awkward, for sure, but she's a very talented...
Oh my god, indisputable.
Talented performer, and also creator of garments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's awkward camp. We were talking about Tales of Camp. She's the awkward genius.
I kind of wish you would have shown up and stunted on them.
Stunted?
It's when you show up and you just like... real.
Not Clinica translating for dear old Hillary.
Well, I know.
It's basically when you turn a look. When you come and turn a look really aggressively when you don't need to.
I mean, what did you want her to dress as? A giant Big Bird or something?
Yeah. I wish she was wearing the Big Bird outfit, and they were like, "This is Big Bird," and then at the talent show revealed it's Utica, and we're like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Let's move on to the talent show. So we don't know who the winner of the Birdhouse is, but we find out who the winner of the Birdhouse is. It's the Miss Texas's team, Rita and them. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't
matter.
They don't win anything, and it doesn't really equate to anything. So I don't know.
Not true. You get a blue square on the Drag Race Wiki. I'm
so upset about this that I wrote a song. Sugar bakers, stop being so cheap. Write them their goddamn check. They deserve to win a prize for that beautiful birdhouse. Bitch.
Also, people were saying, "Oh, wow, your season didn't get the 2 teams in the first 2 episodes. You jealous about that?" And I'm like, no, because that means no one wins $500 in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Hold on, it wouldn't be a Cult Wannakiki without one quick visit from...
I see.
Icy. It's the real Icy.
Lil bye-bye.
All right, shiver me timbers. We're getting into the Birds of a Feather talent show.
Yeah.
They all have to be birds. I am very proud that I am still the only one who has used a pump as a beak.
Listen, that was one of my critiques for this run, or for this talent show. Like, I feel like so many people had the really flimsy beaks, and I was like, Hillary with her turducken had this strong looking beak that made sense, and it was very creatively done.
None other than 3 of them.
Honestly, anyone who wears one of those tacky beaks should be ashamed.
Yeah.
And from their title.
Clinica, are you wearing one of those right now?
No.
I'm so glad Flapjack's here so that we can be mean together and like finally gang up on Clinica.
Oh no! See, that's why I liked when Xenon was here, because we got to gang up on Hillary, but now...
I wanted to be the non-binary breakout star of season 4, god damn it!
Who's first on the docket? We've got Girl
Haggard as a lesbian.
The lesbian.
Mhm.
And I mean, I really like the styling of her look. I think that's what saves it. It's a really cute styling of the look. She's using one of those cheap beaks. She did stone it and put a little silly nose ring, which is funny, and amps it up a bit. And she performed it and had this personality and that kind of girl haggard thing. But it didn't necessarily all come together for me.
For me, I think the weakest point is I just wish that there was more decisions made with the makeup of it.
Right.
Yeah, I wish that like tied into it more. I liked like the hands having like going in all the directions with its fingers. You couldn't tell what the difference between fingers and feathers, and it just made it all the more whimsical. The adjusting of the headpiece, it was just, I want to see this character animated and running around in a little cartoon. But
That's
I think that I just would have liked to see maybe, I don't know, maybe etchings around the edges just to really make it come together that this is like a chicken as opposed to just painting white.
Yeah. I also don't know, like, what's that blue thing that she's holding?
Oh yeah, I think it's some sort of
that's in like the pictures, but was it in the episode? Was it a Twitter bird?
No, it's from the episode, because I have my podcast layout here, and I used a screenshot of it. And I don't know, I had no idea what it was.
I thought it was like a take on like Grindr or lesbians or something like that. I don't even know.
I'm wondering if there are like maybe some references in this that kind of go over some of our heads.
In the rec room, she was really down on herself, and she even kind of went and said, "You know, if I go home, it's okay." Do you think she's given up at this point? Maybe.
It's some.
I think she's willing to fight, but it's kind of like if she was in that moment truly feeling it was her time to go, then I think she wanted to like leave, not necessarily like on her own terms, but leaving, not like letting it. So like I don't know, controlling the narrative of your exit.
Yeah.
I wish she would fight a little more because we really want that. She's a spunky gal, and I don't want to get so goddamn down on herself. I mean, it's a pressure cooker; it's hard, but like.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't be knocking your makeup. It reminds me of me.
Because of that beak, I don't like that beak. It gets knocked off. 2 amps at a camp for me.
I'm going to, because this is such a strong runway, and I really want to emphasize how powerful some of these other looks are, I'm going to give this one a 2, because we're about to go into like some 5s.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with y'all as much. I really liked this, and I was surprised that she was even down on herself. You know, there were some things that could be improved, but I liked it overall. It's a 3 amps out of camp for me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All in 3. Thank you.
Wait, so Hillary, what's the parrot think?
The parrot...
That sounds like 5.
The parrot also gives it a 5 because it's a bird brain. Okay, moving on. We've got Rita Tarot.
Yes.
Ooh, coming out, flipping us the bird in this 80s brown sack prom dress kind of thing with all these pictures stapled to the dress of her friends flipping the bird. Interesting look for me. I think it's somewhat successful. I do like it. And like they say, it's very Sandra Bernhardt. But it's a little bit confusing for me, but I do think it's cool and a good take, really good concept.
I think on the same note that Avery's boob look is definitely just outside the box and completely works with the runway, and it was wonderful. And I think the same applies here. I think this was the perfect amount of, you really found a way to make this look stand out and be special, and I think that was executed very well. This does give very, like, a retro rock star look feel to it, and I know that that's something that
Sandra Bernhardt. Have you ever seen Roseanne?
No.
Her friend, she's a lesbian.
What's a friend?
Roseanne. It's a good show from the 90s. She was totally like, fuck you all the time.
Okay, that makes me love it more, actually.
Yeah.
For me, this look is okay, But originally it was a 3 amps out of camp, but I am giving it a bonus amp out of camp, so 4, because I love that ring. The custom ring that's in the middle finger, that does it for me. But it's kind of like a low 4 because it doesn't punch me in the face with bird.
I'm giving Rita a 4 amps out of camp.
I am right behind you. I am also giving Rita 4 amps out of camp. I love this.
And I just think that the concept is a little confused. And I really want her to fix her makeup up a little bit. There's just something that's just not quite coming together. But
okay, thought on this. We were talking about this on my podcast, Flapping and Fawning. Rita does this thing. She has a very angular jaw, you know? Yet a lot of her hair goes up like this, so it makes this diamond shape.
Yeah.
And we have that kind of, I don't know, it pulls things in a way that I don't think are always flattering. So maybe that's what it is. Because I think her makeup's okay. I just don't, something about the flow of it because of her just face shape.
What's wrong with the diamond things?
Sarah Newhole as the reporter getting attacked by birds, a la the reference of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. All of these crows, a lot of people use crows or ravens in their looks. A lot of crows and ravens. But wow, all of the ravens on piping or whatever, pulling at the hair hidden in the outfit. I will say the dress I recognized from one of my favorite dress providers and a white pump, and that's a hooker, so I like it.
No. You're saying all those crows are like pageant queens that are just like, you shouldn't be wearing these kind of outfits. Let's rip it the fuck off of you.
I can't sing my praises of this look enough, especially with the detail of they're not just birds. They are birds that have a job. They are doing something specific. I think the hard thing to me about it is finding birds that are pulling it in a way that looks real. You know?
Right.
This is my top look of the week. I absolutely love this. I would wear this in a heartbeat. It's the one I want to wear the most.
Absolutely.
Give it to me. So
I wish that she read the voiceover as if she was being attacked by the birds. It was very calm. I was just I'm giving this report, but I wish she was screaming in a panic. Absolute knockout. 5 out of 5.
This is
5 for me.
5 amps. On to Riley Poppy Seed.
Riley Poppy Seed.
I have to say that beak again. So I don't know what the concept is here. I think the story, which is some sort of bird gangster Al Capone thing, was very different from the look, which I kind of saw gangster, I guess, but I more saw chicken who was also Colonel Sanders' son.
If Riley had come on the stage and said, I'm a chicken in a barbershop quartet, I would have bought it.
Yeah, it's just he's in a rolly chair, back to the thing, and then turns around. He's got a live bird. He's petting it, releases it into the audience. I think that would have sold it for me.
That's goddamn brilliant. I wish he came out with a little Tommy gun and called it his...
But he did do the one thing that our dear sweet sister Opalescence should have done, which was lay a fucking egg.
But I have to say, I really loved his feet.
They were so good.
Yeah, that was cute. For me, it's a 2 amps out of camp because I do appreciate the attention to detail with the rhinestones and the feathers in places. Because he looks like a chicken with those arms. The way it's slim at the bottom, but the big chicken arms.
It's a 2 for me as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to give him a 3 to make up for that.
You are being way too nice. That's
because you're being way too mean.
No, you're just giving your friend a bonus point, and that's a little bit shady in my opinion. Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. I genuinely feel that. I think he was better than girls. Girls got a 2. Riley gets a 3.
Okay, let's talk about Muffy Vanderbilt the Third. A flamingo. Look, very Vegas with the flamingo hand.
Now this is the Muppet Queen of Albany.
It's really pretty. It's really pretty. And thank goodness, thank you so much, Muffy. You finally changed up your makeup. Yes.
Versatility, babes.
That said, I think I've seen this before. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've kind of seen this sort of thing.
No, I feel that, Hillary. I think I have seen this like kind of concept before, and I think my issue for a lot of Muffy's looks, like they look great, literally no issues, visually stunning,
Yeah.
and in my hometown, she would slay every time.
Absolutely.
I think when you're at Camp Wannakiki, you have this opportunity that I didn't even realize when I was there to make this really multi-dimensional, and I don't think we've gotten that quite yet from her. She looks amazing. I cannot.
Oh my god, absolutely.
I'm glad she changed that hair though in her Instagram post because
I would have loved it for her to come out with a real act and just like done a puppet show.
Now that I'll specifically give it to, because it's almost like Chekhov's gun, but like Chekhov's like puppet. Like I would like to see the puppet have a personality and have an attitude. And again, maybe it was an editing issue. We didn't get to see everything. We saw that the puppet was like interested in the birdhouses. But I almost wish that Muffy had gotten into a fight with this puppet.
Exactly. Anyway, this is a camp for me because it's just kind of like right in the middle.
But this is for
an incredibly well put together outfit.
Let us move on to Ms. Texas 1988 as the spooky Scarecrow controlled by crows. Holy moly. Nightmare fuel. This is practically a spooky challenge. I love it.
Can't sing the praises enough about the details, about the gag. And I love that the gag like happened later in the presentation and she didn't fire her cannon too soon. I loved it. I think it was so great. I wish that maybe it was almost kind of similar to what Dede did and that the head was like a crow, like it had taken over the Scarecrow, because there was two Scarecrow heads there, and I wish that there was maybe just like one.
Camp Wannakiki camp is funny. It needs to be comedic to do well. And I think that is why this look ultimately did not get the rewards it may have deserved, because I don't see anything wrong with this. I think it's fantastic, and particularly the bird shit gag is mind-blowing to me.
I really appreciate Demented, but still honestly kind of funny because like you kind of see all the little birds just poking out, just like ha 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 ha, we're controlling him now.
Yeah,
it's a 5 out of 5 amps for me easily. It's just so and well performed.
5 amps.
Yes, I give this 5 amps out of 5 amps. This is wonderful.
And now we're moving on to Jacqueline Jill as our Stork / loofah. Again with the beak. It's a slightly longer version. You know, props to that. And she's a stork delivering little baby Ruthie, which was adorable little baby Ruthie, to Ruthie. Love the concept.
Same. One of my favorite concepts of the runway.
The costume fails her a little bit. Some of the pieces are great. The tights are nice. The shoes are nice. The loofah doesn't quite make sense enough compared to everything else.
When it came down to just the technical elements of the outfits, you could not critique anyone's concept.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been what got Jacqueline, because I could see the bodysuit underneath the white tulle. And I love that it was white tulle, but I wish that there was so much more of it that you didn't see what's underneath, especially since the arms were also black. And then when she was moving them, it kind of like confused me because it would like blend in and cover.
Amma Stork Prime is everything to me. Favorite concept. Hey, if you need to make something pretty, if you need to spruce it up, put a bird on it. And that is what Jacqueline Jill did.
That's what I did.
Look at that. You just put a bird on it.
Yeah.
I really liked this concept. It was the only one that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah. Well, I would have given this a 3, but then I took one away from the beak. No, I gave it a 2. Yeah, I gave it a 2 because I gave one for the concept, but I took another one away for the beak. So yeah,
that's Canadian math.
Yeah, Canadian math.
Yeah.
It's 3 amps out of camp for me. It brought down a little bit in quality based on the costume, but really, I think the concept deserved a 6.
It's really funny. Yeah.
It's really funny.
Same.
Jenny,
I'm also
what do
going to
you
give this a
think?
3 amps out of camp.
3
I love it.
amps. Avery, good name, coming out as
Oh my god.
Mama Blue Jay with the eggs, which are her boobs, I guess, that are finally exploded. And
Oh my god. Also, it took me a moment to connect that they were like there in place of her boobs, and I was like, the boobs are still present in this, you freaking genius.
The one thing I'm a little bit, and also the custom beak with the makeup still showing through, changing up the makeup, good for you. The one thing I'm a little confused, they never showed what the back of this looks like. And I expect it looks horrible.
Hillary, turn around.
No. I'm not in competition today.
I really love this look. I think that for me, like the concept, brilliant. And the fact that was in the top, I think it was deserved, especially for the concept.
Yeah.
But the Southern pageant girl in me has got to look at some of these details, and I just think that there are some edges that are not quite as clean as I'd like them to be. Like especially when it comes to the makeup joining with the beak and the headpiece a bit. So for me, that does take away a bit because it was a little bit harder to see the cartoonishness of this bird.
It's a solid 5 amps out of 5 camps because I mean it's stunning.
Phenomenal.
What a stunning look.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna put 4 amps out of camp. I think the details are important, so that's what's going for me, but it's a very high 4.
Well, it goes without saying, 5 amps out of camp. This is so brilliant. And at the end of the day, when the world falls apart and we all, in one way or another, die in our own submarine down at the bottom of the ocean, we will always still have guns.
Finally, we have Dede Comswell as Marilyn Monroe, a Kafka-esque bird transformed Marilyn. My favorite part, I mean, the face mask was amazing. And
oh my god.
Underneath. But my favorite part was the puppeting of the dress. That it turned the dress, the classic Marilyn that got swept up, into the wing.
I wish because I said it before, like when you have a concept as brilliant as this, like there are different brilliant routes to go. And I think she could have either had, it is Marilyn Monroe, but with the big crow head, so it would be like, just Marilyn Monroe underwent a horrible transformation, or having a crow dressing up as Marilyn Monroe. And I think the bottom half was committing to that second concept, but the top half, minus just here down to the legs, here down to the pelvis, was not.
Like, I'm about to be a hater. This is probably my least favorite one of the.
Ooh, girl.
I don't know. I don't understand. Like, it would have taken me years to understand that this is Marilyn Monroe.
You don't know who Marilyn Monroe is? She was on Roseanne.
It just wasn't obvious to me at all, and it wasn't enough for me to have like the wings attached to the skirt, because to me it was like, why is that happening? It's not actually attached to the dress.
I would give this a 4 amps of camp. Yeah, I think just because I'm a little bit confused by the transition. However, I love the Kafka-esqueness of Marilyn Monroe turning into a bird.
Like, this is a crow in drag.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the lashes on that thing, I loved it. I'm going to give it a 4 amps out of camp.
4 amps.
I'm going to give it a 1 amp out of camp because but I have to say, the thing I look forward to the most, Dede comes well, but she also chooses shoes well, because like I'm looking forward to her shoes every single episode.
It is Tara Newhole and Avery in the top, and it turns out to be Avery taking the win. Do you agree?
I agree.
3 wins right now, standing next to Tara, and I have to say, it was really funny because I felt just like that standing next to Clinica many weeks.
We're going to expect just amazing stuff from you every time. So.
And Ruthie literally says, and I'm going to put this clip in here.
And we thought it was hilarious.
Tara Newhole is still trying to be me. Tara, why are you so obsessed with me? Riley Poppy Seed and Jacqueline Jill end up in the bottom. Girl Haggard avoids the bottom, even though Girl thought that she was going to be in the bottom. So we're going to reveal who it is who lost, but before we do that, because that's the end of the show, Flapjack, do you want to do any shout outs to your fans out there on the socials?
Yes, please follow me. I'm desperate. I'm trying to get to 1 million followers. You can find me everywhere at Flap J Quellen, FLAPJACQUELINE. I hope you caught it. And also, you can listen to Flapping and Fawning podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, except for Pandora because it's homophobic. We are also reviewing Camp Wannakiki season 5, but at a much later pace than Cult Wannakiki is. So just follow along. You'll eventually get all of mine and my dear friend Fawn's thoughts on the show.
Okay, so we are going to unfortunately have to finally say goodbye to Jacqueline Jill. I'm so tired, Jack and Jill. We're going to have to sacrifice you to the gods of comedy, Ruthie Keister.
Now sacrifice Jacqueline Jill to the god of comedy, Ruthie Keister.
New animations by She Need This Gig. She really do.
You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail.
Hi, this is Hillary. Hope you liked the episode. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you don't, well, we might just have to sacrifice you to the god of comedy.
Do you wanna kiki? Do you want a
Do you wanna kiki? Do you wanna kiki? Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, 1, 2, 3. Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, Cult. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.